Hey everybody. So I wanted to take a little bit different direction today. Instead of talking Dragonlance, talk Greyhawk. I reread this book about a year ago, Greyhawk Adventures #1, Saga of Old City by Gary Gygax. It came out at 85, I think about a year after the original Dragonlance books came out. TSR had so much success with Dragonlance, the Chronicle series by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. I think they were looking for, hey, what do we do next? So Gary, of course, wanted to get in on it because he loved creating. He was that kind of guy, and he came up with the idea to write a Greyhawk novel and did it himself, uh, featuring this character called Gord the Rogue. Gord was not the first appearance in Gord's first appearance was not in here. It was actually in a Dragon magazine short story that Gary wrote, which was actually pretty good. Um, Contrary to popular belief, this is not the first Greyhawk book. It is the first in the Greyhawk series. Their first book set in Greyhawk was actually this one, Quag Keep by Andre Norton, who apparently played in the Greyhawk world with Gary previous to writing the book and went, holy crap, that's a good idea. I'm going to write a book about it, and did. It's called Quag Keep, right there. Came out in 78, I think. But yeah, it came out way before the Greyhawk series did. Now, this book I'm a little conflicted on, and I'm going to get some hate for this. It did set up a series of 7 books, that 2 of which were written by Gary. Then he left TSR for lots of reasons you can find on 200 different videos. And the series was taken over by Rose Estes. I've read this book at least twice in my life. Um, it's not a very good book. It's not shockingly well written. The scene descriptions and the city descriptions and the world building are good. The character building is not. Gary, you could tell what Gary was good at and what he wasn't. He was really great at saying, "Here's the world, here's the battle, here's the castle, here's the knight, here's the armor, here's the." But building characters that were compelling and interesting was not really his thing. And I think the series was greatly improved when Rose Estes took over. It was a much better written series at that point. But it is the first one in the 7 book series, and it did give us Gord the Rogue, who's a beloved character. So it take it for what it's worth. But I have read it twice. I do have the at least the first 7. I think there's only 7 in the series. If there's an 8th, I've never seen it. But it's an interesting book from a Dungeons and Dragons TSR fantasy world history perspective. It's got some great artwork in it, off and on throughout. It doesn't, Dragonlance tends to have art at the beginning of every chapter, at least in the early books. This one does not, but it does have some interspersed throughout the book at just sort of random intervals. Um, but like I said, it's great at world building for Greyhawk. It is not that great at compelling characters. So if you want to read compelling characters in the Greyhawk space, I highly recommend this one. But from a history perspective, I think this one is an interesting book to at least have as part of the discussion. I'm sure I'll get some hate for that, but hey, it is what it is. It's one of the fun parts of just having an opinion. It's just mine. It's not yours. You can feel free to disagree with me all you want. Um, but I hope everybody has a great day. Click like, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're on. If you liked what I had to say about the book, if you agree with me, great. If you don't agree with me, tell me what I messed up. Happy to have that conversation. It's the internet. I usually don't have to tell people to say something if they disagree. Uh, but I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you.